You're right. This is us on day 6 of the Master Margarita rehearsals. It's been pretty crazy, if I'm being completely honest. My brain is like turning to butter and just seeping out fucking ears. It's like it's just crazy nuts. I've seen things you shouldn't have to see. It's just crazy nuts, like people humping each other or climbing on each other, just going madness. Like, I think I've done some mad stuff before, and it's a level I guess I've never been part of, and I've never been in craziness in any performing, you know. It's not the fact it's crazy. I think it's justified craziness. I'm part of the devil's entourage, and it's just like trying to create that superhuman world where I don't fucking know, where you find something that crazy and odd trying to fit into a normal world, and finding the language in which to kind of, the physical language to kind of like describe that through is nuts. It's crazy. And it's just so much fun at the same time. We've got so much freedom, and it's kind of working with the people that we're working with. Everyone's relaxed and on the same level, and I think we're so familiar with each other from the stuff that we've done that it's just a really nice working process. We all can do our own stuff and be ourselves and create, which is really nice. But at the same time, it's madness. It's madness, kind of like in a room. I'd hate to think what anyone would think if they just walked in on us. It would just be lose your fucking mind and go off to a madhouse and get over it. I don't know. So, yeah, day 6, bit crazy, very tired, and that's about it really. Yeah, hope to talk to you soon. See you.
We did quite a few things. We looked at this scene, The Manless Suit, where Koroviev is leading a choir of people who are he's compelled into singing. And so we were trying to think of what music we would have in there. And so we got some ideas like for sort of some Russian and Eastern European music, and Margot seems to be quite an expert. Just name any Russian tune and she seems to know it. And she taught us this Polish Happy Birthday song, which was fabulous. It was brilliant. We just had to pick it up with her tutoring us. So that was something we tried out. And we also we worked this scene that we'd worked the other day, where we actually are going to involve the audience members. It's at the scene at the Variety Theatre, where I'm playing Bengalski, who's kind of like the compere, in my head, kind of like the ringmaster, but think that's going to, it's kind of, it's still quite rough and stuff, but it seems like it's going to be a lot of fun if the audience gets involved as well. It was going to be a really entertaining scene, and quite a funny scene. The next scene we worked on was The Great Ball, and I sometimes kind of think like, sometimes when you're acting in a scene, you think, God, I haven't got a clue what to do here. Even when you've been given some direction, you kind of like, I'm not really sure where to start. A scene where it's like one of these big group scenes like The Great Ball, that's where I just think, my God, like, they seem, maybe it's because I'm not a director, but I just wouldn't know where to start trying to create a big scene like that. And I don't know, but Shane just got us going with it. We read through it, and he kind of, came up with some ideas and a lot of images. He seems to kind of be one of those people who works very visually, of the type of thing he'd sort of had in mind. And we got working on that, and we're also kind of thinking about the space at TePooka and using the poles, incorporating them into some of the action. And it's one of those things where it was quite hard, and we realised, well, actually, sort of, Shane told us in no uncertain terms, like that. I think the first attempt at it was a lot of cliches and stuff, and it's kind of a case of loosening up and letting yourself go in it. And we're still sort of scratching the surface, but as we work more and more, it kind of, I think we started to kind of physically understand where it needs to go. Not that we've nowhere near got it, but it's just kind of nice to sort of even have had that little bit of progress in one rehearsal, to think, oh yeah, I've just got to let myself go more and let something, as he was saying, like let something external affect me. And what started to work for me was, he was saying, like, think of an image of the thing that frightens you most. And we're all kind of just having a laugh about it in a way, and I just sort of said, because I hate wasps, being stuck in a coffin full of wasps to myself. And like, I started with that image, I mean, and then once we improvised with that, I kind of worked with that image, but I kind of hung on to it for far too long, and like, you know, dined out on it and came back and dined out the next day. But then we went again, and that I just used that as an image that I started with, and it led to a series of more images of kind of quite grotesque things. So I think the more I can sort of, you know, the more we can do that together as a group, you know, the more we'll get to something that's not contrived and is kind of, I don't know, it sounds really wanky, it's freer, but you know what I mean. Anyway, I feel like I've talked enough, but even though I was tired today, once I got in the room, I just found a new load of energy, and it was only when we sat down after I realised how completely knackered it was. So I'm really just loving working on this. It's a crazy, crazy show. I think I was told I wasn't allowed to use the word crazy in this video diary, but I found myself doing it. It's an insane show. It really is insane, but it's great. I'm loving working on it. Brilliant. Okay, I shut up now and let you go to bed, and let me go to bed. Good night.
Hi, I'm Jess. I'm working as the assistant director on Master and Margaritas. Today is the 8th day of rehearsal, and we had the whole cast come together and do loads of physical work. It started earlier this morning with Master Shane making all the actors run around and do brilliant things with their bodies so they could kind of get more comfortable, and then slowly they started to move into their characters. And from there we did a variety of scenes, including the Great Ball and the flight scene. Margot rolled around on the floor a lot and really performed a beautifully passionate and violent dance with some cream. For me, watching from the outside has been really interesting and very exciting, because I've gotten to see the whole thing sort of come together. And I think from the actor's point of view, they haven't been able to see what it's starting to look like. But from the outside, you can totally see how good it's going to be. And I think Shane's got a really good idea of where he wants it to go. So while it's quite rough at the moment, it's coming together slowly. So a week in, you can start to see what it's going to be. Having a really good time, and yeah, hopefully some of the other people have slightly more insightful looks. And yeah, I'll chat to you soon. Bye!